everyone, welcome to Evo India and welcome to the Ultraviolette F77 Mach II. As the name suggests, this is an updated version of India's only performance electric two-wheeler. It gets more features, more range, but most importantly, it also gets a lower price tag. So let's get started and see what the fuss is all about. But before we begin, make sure that you are subscribed to the Evo India YouTube channel. Now my colleague Karan has already reviewed the F77, so this isn't going to be an extensive analysis as the Mach II doesn't have any major mechanical changes. So I'm just going to focus on the improvements and tell you about the things which are new. But don't worry, I'll give you a quick recap. We start with the basics first. Now the Mach II, just like its predecessor, is available in two variants, the standard as well as this Recon variant that you see here. The standard variant, it gets a 7.1 kilowatt-hour battery which promises a claimed range of 211 kilometers on the IDC cycle. Whereas this Recon variant, it gets a larger 10.3 kilowatt-hour battery which promises 323 kilometers of claimed range. The F77 is propelled by a permanent magnet AC motor. In the standard variant, it generates 36 bhp and 90 Newton meters. And in the Recon variant, it churns out 40 bhp and 100 Newton meters, which is marginally higher than before in both. The bike gets three ride modes: glide, combat and ballistic. And I have to say it feels incredibly different in all three. Glide is good to stroll around town. Combat feels eager and the ballistic mode feels properly quick. Off the line, it takes time to pick up speed, but after 20 kmph is when the bike feels fast, all the way up to triple-digit speeds. But what's really commendable is the fact that the performance of the F77, it doesn't take a toll even when you're riding 2 up. Here are a few headline figures of the F77. Bear in mind, these are the manufacturer claimed figures. We will V-box it and tell you what it is actually like when we get the bike for a longer duration. The biggest addition to the F77 Mach II is the improved 10-level regeneration system, something that the Gen 1 bike surely lacked. I'll be honest, it seemed overkill to me at first, but riding the bike in different scenarios and toggling through the different regen levels, I have to say that it doesn't feel excess at all. Level 0 to 5 is best suited for cruising down the highways, if you want to coast or are looking for minimum intrusion from the system. But after 6 is when you really start to feel the system doing its thing. Level 9 is the strongest and allows you to ride without using the brakes in the city. Ultraviolette has done a very good job on the calibration of the system. The fact that it feels linear and doesn't feel jerky even in the strongest setting makes the F77 more engaging to ride than before. And the best part, you can increase or decrease regen on the go, even when you're on the throttle. Strong regen is something that the F77 always lacked, and Ultraviolette has finally given it to it now. It's so good that it almost feels like a traditional petrol-powered engine braking system on a bike. Yes! Moving to the ergonomics of the F77. This bike, it continues to be a good mix between sporty and comfortable. As you can see, the rider triangle, it is a little aggressive, but it is not uncomfortable by any means. The seat has quite a lot of room, and as you can see, I'm 5'9" and I fit quite well on this motorcycle. Plus, my friend Avdut, he has been on this pillion seat and he tells me it is quite comfortable too. Although the F77 Recon weighs 207 kilos, it hides its weight on the go rather well. That, combined with grippy MRF tires and a beautifully set ride-by-wire throttle and the incredible chassis setup, makes the F77 a real hoot to ride in the twisties. The bike gets a USD fork at the front and a monoshock at the rear, both adjustable for preload. In stock form, the setup feels a little stiff but gives the bike good composure in corners. Its braking is handled by a 320mm disc at the front and a 220mm disc at the rear, supported by a Bosch dual-channel ABS. The F77 now also gets traction control and a hill hold, which gets a big thumbs up from me. In addition to that, it features Ultraviolette's Violet AI, an optional extra that includes Delta Watch, Now this is a feature that makes use of an IMU and alerts the rider if someone is trying to move the bike. In addition to that, it also gets fall and towing alerts and ride analytics on an app. More optional kit includes a boost charger, which almost halves the charging time, and panniers which can also be used to carry the fast charger and other bits and bobs. And finally, the F77 supports DC fast charging capability now. It can be charged via Ultraviolette's Supernova Plus charger from 20 to 80% in 45 minutes or 60 minutes, depending on the variant. Moreover, Ultraviolette is also offering up to a staggering 8-year, 8 lakh kilometer warranty on the F77, and that shows you the faith that the brand has in its product.
The F77, it already was an incredible motorcycle. But this Mark II variant, it just grows on what is an amazing machine. With its new features, more range, and most importantly that price tag. It's cheaper by almost 1 lakh rupees now, which is a huge thing. It's still very expensive, but it has become a lot more attractive than before. This is one motorcycle that should be high up on your consideration list if you are looking to spend money on a 250 to a 500cc motorcycle. But if you are willing to live with the hassle of simply charging your bike every now and then.